couldn't roll 15 joints out that fucking bag. You
Yeah.
got beat. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I had owed the dude $10 for 2 bags, and I had went by to pay him, and I was going to get me 2 bags, right? So when I knocked on the door, he generally don't open the door for people. You know, he slides a little can piece back, you stick your money through, and then they stick your dope right in with a peephole, right? But he opened the door and told me to come on in, right? I said, man, I'm here to pay you $10, right? He was like, hey, that's cool, man. Have a seat. So I sit down on the couch, right? And I hadn't sat down but about 2 minutes. His apartment is like what they call a railroad apartment, where you walk down a long hallway, and in that hallway there's a bedroom here, a bedroom there.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going, there's another bedroom, then but the living room sits right at the end of the hallway, so that if you're sitting in this couch, you can look straight down the hallway and see the door. As soon as I fucking sat down, the whole fucking door came down. It was the fucking police, man, right? They come running in. Don't move. You know how you see on TV, that shit's real. Your motherfucker, don't move. Everybody on the floor. You know, it's just me and him in the house, right? They got me on the floor. They take us to jail. Because the warrant said arrest everyone on the premises.
Oh, man.
It wasn't just a warrant for him. They wanted him.
Yeah. You just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I had sat down for 2 fucking minutes, man. I got arrested, right? So we get down to the 100 Center Street. They call that the Tombs. We go to court. They let us out. We catch the subway back to the neighborhood. And I was like, man, I said, I hope I don't have to pay that $10. He was like, nah, you ain't got to pay. He said, in fact, when we get back to the crib, we're going to get fucked up.
Yeah.
Because he said they didn't find the main shit.
Oh, cool.
They only found the $5 bags that he had in a big box. He had about 100 of them motherfuckers in the box, right? So they thought they had got all the dope. Man, we got back to his house, man. We got fucked up. Then he gave me a half ounce to walk with. I said, how much you owe? He's like, man, fuck that, man. After what we went through,
that's cool.
We deserved his, right?
That's cool.
I said, okay, I went home. Then another time, man, I was riding with this Columbian. He was a crazy motherfucker. That he paid you $350 a night to drive him. Yeah. Right? And then he gives you all the cocaine you could possibly want. You know, I mean, this motherfucker is a pig when he came to get high. He would just take a whole pile of cocaine and try to go. Shit would just fall out his nose on the floor.
Jesus
Rocks
Christ.
would just fall out on the floor and shit, you know. And he liked to smoke the cocaine. He would ride around with a bottle of clear ammonia because that's how you can bring it back other than baking soda and ether. Right. But you got to wash it off after you bring it back. They come back in a big rock. Oh, yeah? But you got to wash it off with like spring water or something, man, because you got to get that ammonia off of that motherfucker, right? He doesn't even wait for the fucking ammonia. He puts it right in, man, and starts getting hot. And he'd have all these fucking sores all over
What a sick bastard.
He had the sores on his skin, man, around his mouth from the ammonia.
Yeah, burning. Oh.
So I used to drive him because another Colombian friend of mine told me, look, man, I need you to drive this guy, man. But they don't tell me this is a crazy motherfucker, you know. I'm thinking, $350 a night. I don't be out all fucking night. And sometimes, he'll tell me drop him off at a hotel because he done picked up some girl and dropped him off at the hotel, and then he'll call me to come pick him up. I had it made. Yeah. All the cocaine I want, weed, and it didn't cost nothing. I was getting paid to drive this guy. And then one night we in the club, man, and he gets in an argument with some people, man, and then he just starts shooting them. So I'm running for the fucking door. Yeah. He's right behind me. We get in the car, we drive off, man. He's laughing like a son of a bitch, man. I'm looking at this crazy motherfucker, man. What is wrong with this motherfucker, right? The next night, when I get in the car with him, he hands me a gun and tells me, you better hold on to this, right? And I'm saying, okay, it's a 9mm. I got it in my belt pocket. We go in the club. Man, he just starts shooting again. Now I'm shooting at motherfuckers, right? And I'm saying, man, this is not for me. When we was running out the club, people shooting at us and shit. We made it to the car and got away. I was like saying to myself, I'm quitting this motherfucking job, man. This motherfucker's too
ain't worth it.
crazy. So I called the Columbian up that gave me the job and said, hey, man, I want to quit this fucking job, but I don't know how to tell this guy, man, because he's crazy as fuck. You know? And he's laughing. So he tells me to come over, and he tells me, he says, man, you lasted longer than anybody.
Damn.
He said most people don't quit the first night.
Wow.
He's the one I got arrested with when we threw the guns out the car. He stopped the guy, we was in Brooklyn, which I don't like to go to.
Yeah.
We stopped at this guy's house, man, and the guy was selling guns. He had these 357 Magnums that you could screw the barrel off and put another one on after you shoot it, and it don't get the same bullet trace on it, right? And he bought me one, brand new in a fucking box, man. I'm like, oh, man, I can't wait to get this fucking home, man, you know? So we see a guy in a Ford Fairmont. He stopped for the light. This motherfucker jumps out the car. I see him over there. I can tell there's some shit's going on by the way he's doing like this. Next thing I know, I see the gun come out. Oh, Lord, he's going to shoot this motherfucker. Right? We in the middle of the street. He tells the guy, get the fuck out the car.
Yeah.
And he tells me, park your car, man. We're taking this motherfucker. He took the guy's car, right? So we riding around in this car, and I'm all the time I'm saying, man, I just want to get back to my car, get that gun home. He says, man, take me to this girl's house. And I'm like, man, let me drop my gun off, and I'll take you. He's like, nah, man, just go ahead and drop me up, man. I'm tired, man. Come on, man, take me, man. You can take the gun home and go home and stay home. All right. So I'm saying to myself, man, how do we know that this car ain't been reported stolen by now? You know, this motherfucker might have called the police on us. He goes, oh, yeah, man. Come on, let's hurry up. So I said, man, open that glove compartment, man. See what kind of registration and shit's in the car. And he opened it up, and it was a rental.
Yeah.
The car was a rental car.
Yeah.
And it was overdue.
Oh, man.
So they looking for this car. Oh, man. I'm going, oh, man. No. He said, come on, man. Drop me off, man. I'm like, all right, man.
I would have got out of that bitch and left.
No, we came to a stoplight, and the police had a rental car pulled over. Because rental cars, you can tell in New York, because they got this Z plate. The plate starts with a Z on rental cars. So when you see a car with a Z on it, you know it's a rental car in New York, right? Well, the police got a guy pulled over with a rental car, and the light, we standing at the light, and the police turned around and looked at us. We was already looking at them. When they looked at us, we looked away. It was not like, you know, I didn't get to the next motherfucking light, but these motherfuckers is on the back of my ass, man. Yeah. And I'm trying to pull over, and he's telling me, man, Joe, you can't pull over, man. We got all this cocaine and guns and shit, man. I ain't going to jail, man. I was like, this old Lord, right? So the other cop was on this side of the car. He walking with his hand on his gun. The old cop, he's walking with his hand on the gun. I had the window cracked. All I heard him say, well, can I have your driver's license and registration? I hit the gas, right? We in a Ford Fairmont. This motherfucker ain't got no get up and go. You complaining about this? You should have been in that motherfucker, man. It's like we was riding in slow motion.
That's so funny.
And I can see the cop. He's running back to the car, man. The old cop, he ain't as fast as the young cop. So it took him a minute to get to the car. I done turned the corner on their ass now. And then I turned another corner. I said, throw the motherfucking guns out, right? So this motherfucker tries to throw the guns out. There's a park on the other side of this fence. It's a big, steep drop, about 30 feet before you're in that park down there on the other side of this wall. And it's got a fence. Well, he throws the guns out, and he throws the cocaine out, the big fucking bag of cocaine. He throws that out.
Oh, my God.
We're going down a one-way street the wrong way. Cars, I'm dodging cars, trying to get around. The police doing the same thing. Well, we made a turn, and I figuring, if we get to the Bronx, they ain't gonna catch us, right? Yeah. So we had to cross down 155th Street, the 8th Avenue Bridge. It's called the Viaduct Bridge. You can see Yankee Stadium from that bridge. Yankee
cool.
Stadium is right there. Man, the police was down there waiting on us, man. There's about 10 fucking police cars
Damn.
down there. Right? So they catch us, right? So we get out the car. We got our hands up like this, right? Meanwhile, the cops that was chasing us, they ain't got here yet, right?
Yeah.
So we surrendered. The cop told us put our hands on the car. We got our hands on the car and shit. Then these motherfuckers show up, man. And this motherfucker, the old cop, he was on my side. The young Puerto Rican cop was on the Columbian guy's side. That young Puerto Rican, he was twisting his arm, man. He was trying to break his fucking thumb, man. He had that. I could see him. He was basically like that, man. He was biting down, trying to, And the old white cop, man, he started swinging his gun at me, right? So he wasn't hitting me and it wasn't hurting.
Yeah.
But I fell down like he killed me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the other cops had to stop them from beating us up, man.
Yeah.
So they didn't let us ride back with them. Another cop car took us back to the station. These motherfuckers go back the same way we just run from.
Yeah.
And these two old guys come running out. They have these little checker tables that the old guys, they sit there and play check. Every day you come past there, them same old guys that be out there playing checker. Well, they come running to the police and they got the guns. Now the police done swerved and then crashed into the car that was parked, thinking that these guys was trying to, with the guns, all they could see was the guns. He tried to swerve and ran into the car. They jump out. What's going on? And the guy was like, hey man, some guys just rode through here and throw these guns out, right? But these cops don't know we was the ones until we get to the station.
Oh shit.
And they were telling the sergeant, man, these old guys came and gave us these guns, man. And he was like, where were y'all at? And he goes, he tells them the neighborhood. He goes, man, that's these two motherfuckers. That's why they were running. And they charged us for the guns.
Yeah.
All right. I gave my real name when I went to court, and he gives him his cousin's name, but he don't know his cousin that got arrested last week on a gun charge and never showed up for court.
Wow, what a dumbass.
So they lock him up and give him a $10,000 bail. They let me go on my own recognizance, right?
Wow.
So I go and the district attorney sign the papers so I can get my driver's license and shit back, right? So I catch a cab back to my car. Well, I left it in Brooklyn. And I'm driving back and I'm saying, man, they only found the guns.
Yeah.
What happened to that big bag of cocaine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And my mind kept saying, nah, them old men wouldn't have kept the cocaine. They would have gave that in too. They don't look like they... I'm going over there and see if I can find this motherfucker. So I parked my car and I walked all the way along the fence, looking down into the park, seeing if I could see it. And I saw it.
Whoa.
So now I had to get in the car and drive all the way around the park so I could get into the park, so I could go where that shit was at. I got the cocaine.
Nice.
So now I find the cocaine and I said, now it's time to go back to work. I dropped the cocaine off at my house. I go to his sister's house and tells her, look, he told me to tell you that he needs $10,000 for you to come down here and bail him out. So she says, okay. So she goes in the room, she comes out with $10,000.
Damn.
I'm like, damn. So we go down there and pick him up. And he was like, man, that fucking guy, man, he didn't tell me he got arrested and this and that. I used his fucking name, these motherfuckers. If his cousin didn't have no fucking charges, they would have let him go on his own recognizance.
Yeah.
Right? But when his cousin would have got arrested, he would have got blamed for not showing up for court. So they do that to each other, so it's no
so
big
funny.
deal. So we get him out. I'm saying, man, I'm hungry, man. I ain't ate since yesterday, man. All I've been doing is when I got out, I ran to get your sister, and I ain't had a chance to eat. And he was like, man, fuck eating. Let's go see if we can find that cocaine, man. He said, I had over a pound in that bag, man.
Whoa.
So we went back, and I'm helping him look. But we can't find it.
I wonder why.
So he's going, man. somebody must have found it, man, or something, man. I said, no, it could still be out there, man. I don't know where you threw the motherfucker. I wasn't paying it. I didn't even know you dumped cocaine out the window, right? And he was going, but I told you, man, we had these guns and I had cocaine. I said, I didn't know you had a fucking pound or over a pound. I thought you had just had some in a baggie or something. He was like, nah, man, I had over a pound in that fucking bag, man. And we walked, but then we went down in the park. We walked all through, me, him, and his sister. We ain't find shit. He said, fuck it, man. So we go back to his house. This motherfucker brings out this brick wrapped up in some kind of tape. He takes out the razor, man, and cuts that motherfucker open. We start getting high. Man, it was a whole fucking kilo.
God damn.
Yeah, I mean, he had it like that, man. I'm telling you, this motherfucker was crazy. And when I told the old Columbian, man, I don't want to work for this guy no more, man, but I don't know how to tell him, man, because this motherfucker's crazy, man. And he was like, why? I said, because this motherfucker has me shooting at people that I don't even fucking know. And what happens if they kill this motherfucker and then one day they see me, yeah, that's that motherfucker that was with him, man, let's get him, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't want to go through this, man. And he was like, I understand. He said, you lasted longer than everybody. I was like, yeah, I would have lasted forever, man, but I ain't no soldier like this. Man. And you never know. Oh, you know how they got rid of him? Oh, I asked the dude, why is he so fucking crazy, man? Why is everybody so scared of this motherfucker, man?
Oh my God, what is that? What is that? Oh, that is a beast of a woman right there. Sorry. Oh my God.
Food stamp.
That was scary.
so
She needs food, really.
he tells me, man, he can't even go back to Colombia. And I'm like, why? He said, because he's like a terrorist over there. He says, man, these people, if they ever get him back to Colombia, they're gonna kill him.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he